Hi, this is Venus. I have a special message for all of the singles out there. Did you know that there's a new matchmaking service for single women and single men who are looking for a loving, cuckolding relationship? It's not a dating app. There's no swiping through profiles, no messaging other members. It's all done through the matchmaking staff, and it's all behind a privacy wall. You apply for a membership, you fill out a very detailed questionnaire, you work through a 3-week educational course, and then have a 1-hour interview with me. It's a bit of a process, and that's intentional, because then only committed, honest, and serious candidates actually make it through. Then we do the matching for you based on who you are and what you're looking for. It's time for you to find the relationship of your dreams. You can find more information at venusconnections.com. On this episode of the Venus Cuckoldress podcast. I don't watch a lot of cuck porn at all. Interracial, yes. Cuck porn, no. I've just never found anything that I really loved. And so I got to thinking recently, maybe I'm missing out on some really great videos that are out there, and I just don't know that they exist. So I asked the listeners, send me your favorite videos. I want to watch them, and today I'm going to review them. I feel like I've got like Mozart in the background, and oh, it was so fucking bizarre. And it was like the crescendo of the piano playing and they're fucking. And I'm like, this is so weird. It is directed and produced by a woman, and she has a very unique style. This was very, very cinematic and beautiful and artistic. And I feel like I just went from like the McDonald's of porn to a high-class restaurant. Anyway, there was parts of that video that I really did like, and of course that Shane Diesel's dick, like, my God, it's so big. She's trying to do a blowjob, and she can only get her mouth like around the tip. It's awesome. It's really funny trying to watch women try to deep throat Shane Diesel. It's like, honey, it's not going to work unless you have some molars removed. And even then, it probably won't fit down your throat. And that is the only time in this video where she does shut the fuck up, because she's got a big black dick in her mouth.
Welcome to the Venus Cuckoldress podcast, a place to learn all things cuckolding for the curious, the passionate, and the sexually empowered woman who wants it all. Make sure you go to venuscuckoldress.com to subscribe to the podcast and check out the Venus blog. And of course, if you love it, share it. Now, sit back, make yourself comfortable, and enjoy the show with your host, Venus.
Welcome to this episode of the Venus Cuckoldress podcast. I'm your host, Venus. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode. I cannot believe that this year, 2021, is almost over. It's December. Where the fuck? I swear to God, it was just September. I don't even know what the fuck happened there. In the blink of an eye, it's Christmas time. The year's almost done. Oh my God. Anyway, what a year. It's been amazing. Honestly, fucking amazing. So back in January, I quit my day job. I started podcasting full time, and I'm going to say I just fucking love it. Like, this has been the most amazing, incredible opportunity that I've been able to do this full time as my job. Like, fuck yes, it's amazing. So because I was able to work so hard on the podcast, I honestly can't believe that I've published now 39 episodes, full-length episodes, 39 full-length episodes this year about cuckolding, just about cuckolding, and 48 bonus mini episodes, 48. Oh my God. Okay. So that is a lot of episodes on cuckolding that I was able to do this year, and I loved all of them. I just want to mention that the next full-length episode that's coming out this month, the last episode of this season, of this year, is going to be all about going over the best and worst parts of the podcast for this year, and is going to be a lot of fun. Also, you'll want to tune into that one because there'll be some details of what's to come next year. Now, January is going to be our 2-year anniversary, and so there's going to be all sorts of really fun stuff going on. So stay tuned for the next episode to get details on that. But let me just tell you, last year in January, when I celebrated the 1-year anniversary of the podcast, there was some pretty incredible giveaways and prizes. Oh my God, the grand prize was just fucking epic. So there you go. It'll be kind of like that, but even more. And I want to just take a minute to say thank you to all of the supporters who support me on Patreon. Because of you, I've been able to do this as my full-time job. I would not be able to do it if it wasn't for your support. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm so thankful and grateful for your support. And I just mailed out a whole bunch of handwritten cards, thank you cards, to my Patreon subscribers who were new patrons in the month of November, because there was a special promotion going on for the month of November. So those are in the mail. You should be receiving those soon. Okay, now for today's episode. Okay, let me just tell you that this was a fun assignment. Not gonna lie. It was a lot of fun to have to do the research required for this episode today. So I don't really watch much cuck porn. I've had people send me videos over the years and stuff like that, but I've never really found something that I loved that I would want to go back and watch again, except for there's one video I watched that was memorable, and it's probably memorable for a couple of reasons, but it was an amateur video, and I don't even remember who sent it to me, where the guy was filming his wife fuck this other guy. And he was obviously really turned on by it while he was watching this in front of him, and he's filming it, obviously. And when the bull finishes with the wife and he came inside her, it was hubby's turn to go and fuck his wife, like right afterwards. So he puts down the camera, he still angles it at the bed. He goes over, he puts his dick in her, and he must have been able to feel that she was, quite stretched out and full of another man's cum, because he basically did like 5 or 6 pumps, and that was it. Lost control, came, was extravagant. And I was just like, wow. I don't know, for some reason I liked it. And I think it's because I watched this video kind of early on when I was learning about cuckolding, and I realized the psychology behind that moment. And so I was like, ooh, that's fascinating. But I also really liked it because, I don't know, there's something about that moment when a guy loses control because he's so incredibly turned on. That just turns me on a lot. And so I love watching, when a guy comes, when he has that orgasm, the sounds that he makes, and just you can tell he's just completely losing control in that moment. And I just fucking love it. I don't know why. Shit turns me on. But I've never come across that video ever again. I do, however, watch interracial porn. So if I'm going to watch porn, that's usually my go-to because that shit's hot. I'm a queen of spades. I love interracial. So it got me wondering if, because I'm not watching very much cuck porn at all, maybe I'm missing out. So I asked my listeners to send me their favorite cuckold porn videos so that I could watch them. And you know what? For this episode, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go over what I liked, what I didn't like, what was funny, what was awesome, what really sucked. So it's basically a Venus review of people's favorite cuck porn videos. Yeah, it's a fun episode. So let's get started. The first cuck porn video that I'm going to talk about is an amateur video, and it's called Shy Wife First and Last BBC. I don't remember which site it was on, but that was the title. I was a little confused by that because I was like, why is it the last? Last BBC? What? Anyway, the first scene is her getting ready in a bathroom, and the bathroom is fucking hideous. It looks like it's from 1971. I do not understand. Like, you must be in a ghetto hotel. I don't understand why there's this ugly ass bathroom. But anyway, us women, we notice this shit. Okay, so she's getting ready in the bathroom. The husband's filming and he's saying to her, "There's my beautiful wife," and asking her if she's excited for BBC, to which she says yes. She looks a little shy and a little nervous. And then it cuts to them on the bed. Okay, so she is with this black guy, husband's filming. She's sucking the bull's dick and husband's filming, and hubby asks her, "What do you think of your first BBC?" She then looks up and smiles at him, and he says, "Do you like it?" And she just smiles and says, "Yes." Okay, cute. I get it. There's a little, back and forth, whatever. She says she likes it. It's all good. What I really like about this video is that when they are fucking, they're both really vocal. Like, you can tell that they are enjoying it. Like, this is not just silent sex, which is weird to me anyway, silent sex. But there is this one shot where she's like on top of him, and I don't know, she sucks at riding dick. She needs to take a class because there's some skills involved, and not every woman knows how to do it. But yeah, she needs to take a class on how to ride dick. If you're gonna fuck black guys, you need to know how to ride dick. And another thing that was totally fucking weird about this video, okay, not only did the bull have his socks on while he was fucking, but she had hers on too. I've never actually seen that, where the both of them had their socks on. I don't know if it was cold or what, but anyway, the rest of the scene is like they're fucking, they're enjoying it, whatever. And then the very end kind of ends abruptly. It's like a little bit strange. He asks her if she loved it. She smiles. She says yes. And then he asks her if it's her last BBC. And she said yes. And then it ends. And I'm like, I'm so confused. I don't understand. So thank you to whoever sent me that video. I am thoroughly fucking confused about it, but it was nice to watch overall. Yep. If I had to rate that video, I think I would give it like a 4 out of 10. It's kind of meh. The next video is not an amateur, it's a pro video, and it's on xnxx.com, and it's called Hot Wife Cuckolds Hubby with Young Black Neighbor. Interesting title. So the first scene is her sitting on patio. She's on the phone, she's talking to her husband, and she's telling him how much she loves him and how she thinks she's ready for this very first cuckolding experience, and that she wants it to be her hot black neighbor. She even mentions that she might let him fuck her ass, and that hubby should really hurry home because this is going to happen like now. So I guess that's their attempt at creating this storyline and trying to show that she does really love her husband with that little script. Then it cuts to like her with this black guy in her hallway of her house, and they're making out. He's really fucking hot, by the way. Not gonna lie. He's got a huge dick. He's fucking hot. And yeah, I was liking that part of it. Yep. But she's giving him a blowjob. She's talking to him like a lot, and it sounds very fake. Of course, this is acting. And then they move into the bedroom. And then she's giving him, that really slurpy porn blowjob where there's lots of noise and there's lots of jerking around and stuff like that, and deep throat and gagging, and like she's looking up at him, the eye contact and stuff like that. Your classic porn blowjob that is all for show and not actually realistic. Because I look at that, I'm like, I'm sure that looks good to him, but I don't think that that is how you do it. Not for me anyway. And this is, by the way, this is a blacked.com originally, I guess, their video. And I'm surprised because the lighting sucks in this one in comparison to what they have on there now. I really like the new lighting that they have that accentuates the skin contrast. But where this video goes really fucking weird is that she keeps talking and she's kind of insulting this bull a little bit, which I was like, not cool with. I'm like, what the fuck you saying to him? Not loving this part. But there's this part where like he changes position and you can tell, love this. You can tell because he's got such a big dick. You can tell when he actually does like cause pain for her, because she goes from making those like fake ass fucking moans and shit like that to all of a sudden like this very high pitched, like, oh, she can't handle it. But then there's this really hot scene where he makes her squirt over and over again. And I was like, yeah, that shit's hot. I like it. It's messy. It's good. But this chick in this video doesn't shut the fuck up. I mean, she just talked the whole time and it was just really fucking irritating and annoying. And maybe that doesn't bother some people, but oh my God, I just wanted to tell her to shut the fuck up. And the bull doesn't say a fucking thing. Like he's silent, like he's quiet the whole time, so quiet. And she doesn't shut up. And throughout all of this, hubby is not actually there. He's not home yet. Okay, then he fucks her ass and there's some ass to mouth. And I'm like, E. coli, question mark. Anyway, I had to fast forward some parts of this video because it did get kind of boring. And I was getting kind of tired of listening to this chick. And she's so fake sounding. I can't stand it. You know, there's no authenticity whatsoever in what she's saying and how she's saying it. And even the noises she makes when she's getting fucked. But there is this one scene where he's fucking her up against the window, like a big window. And hubby made it home, but he's still outside and he's actually watching. I actually kind of liked that scene. I mean, it would have been a lot better if it was an amateur scene, but like, you know, she was doing her thing up against the glass and whatever. That was kind of cool. I kind of liked that part. And the ending of this video is really weird. It ends where she's about to get a facial, but then it just cuts out like it's done. I was like, that's weird. So if I had to rate this video, I would give it a 2 out of 10. I know, I'm savage. All right, the next video is another pro video, so it's not amateur, and it's called Cuckold Stories 8 Part 3. Okay, and this one was sent to me by a listener, and you can find this video on zbporn.com. Never heard of that site, but there you go. And it starts out with a wife on the bed with her husband, and they're doing some mutual masturbation. She's telling him he's denied, totally sexually denied, puts her fingers in her pussy and then puts it in his mouth. But then she slaps him across the face. I was like, all right, we are setting the tone for this video. He then tells her that he loves her and that he's going to give her all of his money. Then she sits on top of his face, rides his face, and is very like kind of demanding and mean to him. And she's saying, oh my God, I really want the real thing. I want the real thing. Give me some BBC. I kind of thought that was hot because I like, you know, riding a guy's face and saying that at the same time. I want the real thing. I want the real thing. Give me BBC. I was like, yeah, I kind of like that. Then Shane Diesel walks in. Yes, the legendary Shane Diesel. So he walks in, he grabs her throat. He tells her she better not fuck her husband. So there we go. We're setting the tone for this video. He then gets the cuck to spread her legs and deep throat her feet. So this video is all about like Shane is directing everything, like what to do and everything with her and the husband. And it's very much like they both are hating on the cuck who is just there to, you know, do whatever they want, that kind of thing. Shane calls the wife a pretty little white bitch. And she's telling her cuck, keep sucking on my fucking toes. That's all you're good for. And honestly, this chick in this video, she never shuts up. she just keeps going at him like again and again and again. Like it's insults after insults after insults. And I get it. This video is going to be turning on the guys who get really into that kind of deep humiliation, bordering on degradation kind of thing. I get it. But it kind of like went overboard. It would just kept coming like that. And I was like, ugh, shut the fuck up. Anyway, there was parts of that video that I really did like. And of course, that Shane Diesel's dick, like, my God, it's so big. She's trying to do a blowjob and she can only get her mouth like around the tip. It's awesome. It's really funny trying to watch women try to deep throat Shane Diesel. It's like, honey, it's not going to work unless you have some molars removed. And even then, it probably won't fit down your throat. And that is the only time in this video where she does shut the fuck up because she's got a big black dick in her mouth. Then it goes to some, like, honestly, it's kind of weird. Some weird, like, foot fucking kind of thing with her and Shane Diesel. I don't know. The visual, I guess the positioning and it just happening like that. It's just out of nowhere. I don't know who thought that, who thought up that part in that video, but it just didn't sync very well. And honestly, I didn't really watch the rest of that video. I didn't love it. I really did not love it. The only thing that I really liked about that video was Shane Diesel's big dick. I couldn't stand the chick and her fake moans and her fucking never shutting up. And I hated all the crazy fucking insults that went overboard for the cuck. And like, I don't know, there wasn't really anything in that video that I loved, but clearly somebody loves it because they sent it to me and said it was one of their favorites. So there you go. If I had to rate that video, I would give it a 2 out of 10. And I think that's being generous. The next one is a really interesting one. So this suggestion came from one of the women in this lifestyle who is a friend of mine. And I asked her about what her favorite videos are. And she gave me the name of a female porn producer. So I looked her up. Her name is Erica Lust. And I couldn't find any cuckolding videos because it looked like everything that I could find was behind a paywall. So I was not able to just quickly check it out. But I did watch a trailer for one of her videos, which was pretty cool. It's called Hotel Room 33. Now, this is fucking fascinating. So it is directed and produced by a woman, and she has a very unique style. And this is totally different than all the other kind of porn that I've ever watched. This was very, very cinematic and beautiful and artistic. And I feel like I just went from like the McDonald's of porn to a high class restaurant in like a big city. So a big difference. Like I was just like, wow, holy shit. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely something else. Okay. So basically, what it was is it's like a storyline, a quick storyline. I think it was only 4 or 5 minutes long. And like I said, it's a trailer. This is not cuckolding, but this is definitely like a classy kind of pornography story. Anyway, I don't know how to categorize it, but there's very few words spoken. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 sentences spoken, and that's about it. The sex scenes are totally silenced, and all you hear is this like cinematic kind of music and sounds and things like that. So it really feels like you are at the cinema. Look, it feels like this is something that has, really amazing set and costume design and lighting and actual actors that are like really good. And there's some storyline. So it cuts from like scene to scene and you're kind of like putting the pieces together and stuff like that. But it's an actual storyline and it's believable. It is like beautiful. And it's just a very high quality kind of video. This is something that would definitely earn praise for screenplay, production, all of that sort of stuff. And I think that she actually has won some awards. If I remember correctly, there was something on her website about that. So she is, I was like blown away, honestly, fucking blown away. The scenes are hot and sexy, but I think they like really appealed to me because I felt like it was a very holistic kind of sexy, not just a pussy and dick in your face, you know, pounding away kind of fake moans and shit like that stuff that you find in regular porn. This was very kind of like visceral and not just visual, but visceral. And it was like pretty fucking amazing. So I'd like to know if she does actually have some cuckold porn, because that'd be fucking really great to watch. So for that little trailer, I would give that an 8 out of 10. I thought it was amazing. The only thing I think was missing was a cuckold theme, but it was pretty amazing. So Erica Lust is her name. And yeah, for sure, something that I'm going to check out more. Okay, now there's 2 left. My friend Confident Cuck, who's been a guest on this show before and has his own podcast, he sent in one of his favorite videos, and I can't wait to go over this. It's called The Beauty of Interracial Sex, and it's on a site called ePorner or something like that. Anyway, it's like a compilation video of a bunch of different videos put together. And then like somebody's put it to music and they actually have some words come across the screen as you're watching the video. So that's kind of like what this video is. I guess you'd call it like pro, but it's just like a compilation. Anyway, so it starts off, it's very interesting. It starts off with this white woman and black guy, and they're kissing passionately. Like it's nice, soft kissing, and there's this piano playing. So it's piano music, very kind of romantic and sexy kind of scene. Then there's some script across the screen that says, beauty of white women with black men. Okay, so we're setting the tone. It's all about the beauty of interracial. Got it. All right. So now where this goes weird is it goes from that like soft, you know, romantic kind of sensual feel with the piano playing and, you know, that sort of stuff to hardcore fucking. And, which is fine, but it was, the piano kept playing. So I was like, what the fuck? I'm watching this like really hot video. And it's like, I feel like I've got like Mozart in the background and or like, oh, it was so fucking bizarre. And it was like the crescendo of the piano playing and they're fucking. And I'm like, this is so weird. I don't know. Those 2 things just did not go together at all. But I understand why he likes this video, because he does really appreciate the beauty of interracial. And I think that the person that put that together had that in mind, and that's what they were going for. They just failed a little bit with the music part. It was so bizarre. The entire thing is piano music, and it's like, it's anyway, you just have to see it to understand it. But there was one scene that was really memorable for me. If you can put the piano music aside, maybe listen to it on mute. But it's where this woman is like, she's all lathered up in oil and she's on a massage table. She's laying down on her stomach and he is like almost laying on top of her, but like, oh my God, fucking her from behind like that. Oh my God, is my favorite position. So I saw that and I was like, damn, yes, please. So I liked that part of it. But if I had to rate this video, I think I would only give it, like a 2 out of 10. Just the music was really fucked up. If it wasn't for the music, I probably would be more into it, but it was too much. Okay, this is the last one. And this one was submitted by one of my Patreon subscribers. This is one of his all-time favorites, and it's an amateur video. It's called Amateur Wife First Time Shared, and it's on X Hamster. So it's kind of this is really amateur. You can tell this was just like, they're truly like their first time. It's a real couple and a real bull, and it's not the greatest video quality. It's kind of grainy. There's not great lighting. And for some parts, I couldn't understand what they were saying. But I mean, that kind of adds to it, the authenticity of it, I think. But anyway, so it starts out with she's laying down on a couch and she's leaning back, and there's this white guy and he's sucking her tits. And then there's a screen break and it says 9 inches for wife. I guess there are chapters in this video. Then it breaks to they're on the bed and the husband is filming. He's just kind of walking around, filming, enjoying it, whatever. And his wife is taking turns with this bull and they're doing oral on each other. And let me just say, he is hung. He is definitely a solid 9 inches. Like, this guy is hung and get this. He is totally smooth. I'm talking like not even just trimmed, but like fucking smooth. I love that shit. Oh my God. I love that shit. When a guy has literally gone and got waxed, I'm like, yes, like I'll fucking rub my face all over those balls. Like, oh my God, fucking yes. But if he's like hairy as shit, I'm like, get that shit away from me. Anyway, I liked that part. Then the husband whispers to her, "You're so hot." And he says this kind of like over and over again. Okay. So he's like really turned on by what's going on. You can tell she's a little bit nervous. And this bull is not saying a fucking word. Not a sound comes from him at all, which is kind of weird. Like, I don't know. I like it when guys kind of, you can tell that they're into it, instead of just like, you're like, are you okay? Are you, you good? Then there's a part where like hubby decides he wants to get in on it as well. And so basically like he's shoving his dick in her face and the bull has his dick in her face. And you could tell kind of a little bit overwhelmed. And she's like, just dealing with it. And the hubby goes, "Get greedy. You deserve it." And I was like, yeah, I can understand. If that was her first time, she probably is more comfortable having a guy like her husband there participating, but that shit is not for me. Like, you come put your dick in my face while I'm getting it, I'm like, get the fuck away from me. I just don't like that. I don't like it at all. That's just me though. Then, of course, there's the penetration part. And that was actually a pretty hot visual because this guy is pretty hung. And I don't know if she's ever had anyone that big, but she took it. Okay. And then that's when the bull says his very first words at all in this video. He said, "Oh, you're so tight," or something like that. Anyway. And the husband then says to her, "Is he bigger than me?" And then she giggles and she said, "Obviously." I liked that part. Then it was just like a whole lot more of the same fucking and the husband saying a few words and whatever. And it honestly got a little bit boring for me. So I fast forwarded through that part. And then it seemed like this bull decided like it was time to come. And, he was really trying, but you could like, to me, it seemed like he was kind of struggling to get to that point. And so he changed positions and then this is when it starts to get good. Then, well, sort of, the bull decides that he needs some passionate kissing at the same time he's fucking her. And so then he starts to do that. But I did see him like try to shove his tongue in her mouth. And I was just like, ugh. Oh God, it's just bad. Like, you learn how to kiss. You just don't do that. You just don't shove your fucking tongue in somebody's face like that. It's just not nice. So I felt bad for her during that part, but whatever that was, that's what he needed, because all of a sudden he started to get really into it. He was like definitely making more kind of moaning noises as he's pounding away on her. This was definitely getting the husband all riled up. And he said to her at that moment, he said, "Feel his cum, baby, deep in your pussy." And I was like, ooh, I like that. I do like that one part where he said that. And I think both must have enjoyed that as well, because Then it really ramped up. Both of them are pretty loud, and the husband's saying, fill her pussy, fill it up. And then that is when this bull like really gets loud. Like he is just about to come. And oh my God, I just find that part of it really hot. Like I just really enjoy watching men kind of like let go like that. Especially if they've been quiet and then all of a sudden they just like, explode like that. It's awesome. It's really, I like it. The end of that video is like a close up of him pulling his dick out, and there's a gape, which is pretty sexy. I kind of liked that. But that's it. That's it for that video. So, you know what? For an amateur video, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it was definitely genuine. It was definitely like, they were, having fun with it. She was pretty fucking nervous, like really nervous. You can tell. And just my opinion, but I think that the hubby was a little too like in her face and stuff like that. But overall, I would say it was a pretty good video. I didn't mind it. It's not one that I loved and I would go back and watch again, but it was not too bad. I would give it like a 6 out of 10. So there you go. There were a lot more videos that were sent to me, but I mean, I just do not have time to go over them all. Although, like I said, it was a fun assignment. I'm not going to lie. And it was fun to actually like review them and stuff like that. So this might be something that I do again. Who knows? If you think that you have a really great cuck video, porn video, then you can send it to me. My email address is venus@venuscuckoldress.com. Now, I'm totally biased, but I think my own personal videos are the fucking hottest. And I love watching them over and over again. But anyway, those are only available in the Venus Vault on venuscuckoldress.com. And those really are my personal collection over the years and not something that like I'm selling on a porn video site or anything like that. But yeah, so those are for my Patreon subscribers. But I think that the videos that you do make yourself are the hottest and the sexiest because obviously you experienced it. You experienced all of it, all of the emotions and everything that went along with it as well. And that's where I think that these videos get it completely wrong, is that you're not able to really pick up on any of that part of it. And even if it's those pro videos where it's extreme humiliation, I get that some of that is sexy, but like, where is it balanced out with this person still has worth, this person still is part of the relationship, there is no balance whatsoever. And that part I don't really like, because that kind of messaging over years and years and years is going to fuck someone up. Anyway, to get back to my original question, am I missing out on cuck porn videos if I'm not really watching them? And I've come to the conclusion that no, I don't think I am. At least not yet. So like I said, if you have something really great, please send it my way. Okay, that's going to be it for this show today. Before I say goodbye, just a couple of reminders. Make sure you go to venuscuckoldress.com so you can subscribe to the podcast and submit a question for the show. There's the Venus Vault, and you can register for the upcoming event called Pillow Talk. That's on Friday, December 17th. And every Tuesday, you can listen to the Venus Cuckoldress podcast on FullSwapRadio.com. And once a month, I actually write an article for ASN Lifestyle Magazine, so you can check that out. And of course, follow me on Twitter. I'm there every single day. My handle is @CuckoldressV. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.